Hi, this is Robert from Transparent, and today I want to walk you through a new feature in Visual KPI called GeoMaps. And GeoMaps is the ability to add location information to KPIs, values, trends, links, just about anything in the system you can add location to now and position it on a map. So rather than talk about it, let me show you. This is a basic demo here. I'm showing you in the browser, and you'll see this icon here is the GeoMaps icon. Now I have some groups and some subgroups and KPIs underneath those, but let me just click on the mapping icon, and you'll see that anything that has location information attached to it will now show up on a map. So to give you an idea of just how cool this can be, first, these are live pie charts. They show you the status information of all the KPIs underneath this group. I'm going to click in, and let's go look at one of these groups all the way down to the lowest level. You can see I can go all the way down to within a site, and I can even zoom in here and get very detailed information and see a KPI related to a specific asset. Very nice and very easy. Now, when I click on one of these, you'll see it pops up a little spark line here, some additional information, and then I can go right to the trend. Very fast, very easy, and very powerful when you're looking at assets that are geographically based, or where you want to know what's going on in a particular part of your company. So that is a quick view. Let me give you just one more. I'll go back to the home page here. Let's go into California, and let's go into San Francisco. You can see we've actually added some KPIs to Alcatraz and to downtown San Francisco, and I can go in here, I can do it satellite, or I can even move over here to the map, drill in, and see that I've added a KPI here to Coit Tower. So again, that's a quick view of how this works, and now the usual question we get is, what does that look like on a mobile device? Well, let's take a look at an iPhone simulator here, and let's go through the same exercise. Let's go into Europe, see what that looks like. Go into France again, and then there's our tanks, and I can click right in. In this case, it'll skip that extra step of popping up the information just because that takes up a lot of real estate on a phone, and we're smart enough to know you're on a phone even though it's the same page, and we'll pop you right to the live trend so you can get a view of what's going on without worrying about that extra real estate. So again, that's a sample of what that looks like on a mobile device that works on all the mobile devices we support, which is just about every modern mobile device. The next most important thing to see is, how is this set up? How do you configure something like this? So let me close these out, and I'm going to go into the Visual KPI Designer. And here you can see I'm on KPIs, but I could be on any one of these, and it would have these same new columns, the latitude and longitude columns, as well as the interface options for those, just like everything else in the system. So to show you how this works, I've created a new KPI, because I'm talking to you from Switzerland today, Transpera Europe, and I am going to, or I created a KPI for that, and I added a data source and all the other basic stuff, but now I'm going to add location information to it. And where would I get that information? Well, in my case, I just went to Bing. I mapped our address of our office here, and when I do so, it gives me the coordinates right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy those one at a time here. Let's copy the first one, go back over to the designer, add that in the latitude, and then I'm going to go over again, get the longitude, copy that one. Let's put that in over here at longitude. Now that location information's in there, I'm going to hit save. And then that's already in there. So if I go back over here to the GIS demo, let's go up to the home page again, and let me go into Europe. You see I have Switzerland here because I created a group for that as well. And now our office here in Basel, let's go over to the map actually, zoom in our office here. We now have a KPI associated with our office. This is just demo data, so it's not that interesting, and we don't have any assets we're tracking in the office here, but that is a great example of how easy it is and how fast it is to create a new KPI. Now there's one other thing that's very important that I didn't show you in the designer. Let's go back there now. The interface. Now why would you want an interface on this? And the most important thing is, rather than just a static latitude and longitude, you may want to get dynamic latitude and longitude for moving objects, trucks or trains or ships. And if you want to know where they are and you have access to that information, even if it changes, if that's in a data source, you can point to that data source and show those moving objects. And we have that in our cruise ship demo here. So this is a simulation of running a cruise ship operations for something like Princess Cruises. And what we did was we added a ship tracker. Now this is real information. You can see some of it's out of service, but this is real information that shows where an actual ship for Princess Cruise Lines is. We got this information from a web service that actually provides that location information. You can see that this ship currently is actually out at sea, and it's quite a ways out, but let's go and see where in the world it is. It's off the coast of Portugal right now. And again, if I refresh this in a few minutes or an hour or tomorrow, we'll see this ship has moved to a different location. And the simple way to add that information, again, in the designer, is you would just point to an interface. It could be a SQL Server, it could be a historian, it could be, you name it, any kind of data source that you can get at. So that's sort of a quick summary of what you can do with the GeoMaps from Visual KPI. And if you'd like to try this with your own data or try this on your own device, you can go to demo.transpera.com/GIS if you want to play around with that demo, or if you want to see it on with your own data, just give us a call or contact us using the contact form at transpera.com. So thanks for watching.